Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Stephen Franson from Chiro Matchmakers. I'm here with my friend, Dr. Mark Mao. What's up, Dr. Mark?
Hey Doc, how are we doing? Great to be with you again today.
Excited to be covering this incredibly important information. This material is awesome, and I really think this can be an inflection point for the chiropractic profession. I have a huge place in my heart for the associate doctor and the associate doctor program. Man, I think that this is such a critical thing for chiropractic to get right. When we get it right, like I love to say, it's a huge win-win-win. And when we get it wrong, man, it's terrible. It's a lose-lose-lose. It's pain, it's expense, it's stress, it's brain damage all the way around. It's bad for the owner, it's bad for the associate doctor, and it's bad for chiropractic. So let's get this thing right. So Dr. Mark, I know you deal with a lot of docs and Chiro Matchmakers calling in looking for help, and very often there's multiple points of confusion or maybe some frustration if they already have a doctor in place. How does this manifest, man? What are you hearing as far as the points of confusion?
Oh, that's so right on, Dr. Stephen. All the time, what I constantly hear is the doctor calling me up and they're frustrated because they've either been trying to hire themselves or they've hired themselves and they're butting heads with that doctor that's in the office, right? I think when you've been successful and you've built a practice, you think the doctor that you should be adding into your practice is you because you made it successful that day. And you can go back to our last video. We talked the difference between the business builder and the caregiver. We made a very definite point that a business builder is that doctor that helps in the front end to attract those patients into the office, and the caregiver's on the back end. And I think you would agree with me, in most cases, the doctor who owns the office is usually a business builder. And in most cases, for them to get freedom to grow their office, they need a caregiver. But that caregiver, when we call them that associate doctor, unfortunately, a lot of times there's that look of, oh, they're just my associate. And I'm sure you hear that all the time, Doc, with what you're doing. Can you kind of add to that look of, oh, I have just 3 associates. They're just helping me along.
Yeah, I know. I mean, this is a dynamic that is ubiquitous in our profession, right? There is so much confusion around exactly what your expectation should be of your associate doctor, number one. And most of that stems from lack of clarity. The doctor doesn't really fully understand what they're trying to accomplish and what they should expect from their associate doctors. So they don't paint a good picture, a good vision for the associate doctors when they join the team because they lack the clarity themselves, right? They don't really understand this dynamic. So it's critically important they understand exactly what am I trying to accomplish here by hiring an associate doctor. If you're trying to increase the capacity of your practice to see more patients, if you're trying to free yourself up, free up your time so that maybe you can go and attract more new patients or maybe convert more new patients or maybe start having more of a role of the CEO in your practice, maybe reduce your exposure being the only set of hands in your practice. Or how about this? Getting control of your schedule so you can be home for dinner time and bedtime. Maybe stop working weekends. Maybe get somebody who can cover the practice while you go on vacation, Dr. Mark, right? So we're big advocates of vacation, right? So that's very often what I'm describing there is calls for a caregiver, somebody to come into your office and help you adjust patients and be a great chiropractor. Here's what we know. Only about 30% of chiropractors are hardwired to be business owners, to be practice owners. And about 70% are hardwired to be awesome caregivers, be great doctors, and to take great care of patients. And that's how they add value to the practice, to the business, to the community, to humanity, right? Is being the caregiver. And I love this analogy. It's like being a brain surgeon, right? So the hospitals exist so that brain surgeons can do brain surgery, right? So brain surgeons don't market and try to get new patients. They don't try to convert people to surgery, right? They deliver surgery, right? Now, the environment, the ecosystem of the hospital exists so that that brain surgeon can do his work or her work, right? No brain surgeons walking around town. No neurosurgeon has their head hanging on, I'm only a neurosurgeon. I don't own a hospital, right? We have to edify. We've got to elevate the chiropractic profession so people recognize this is the doctor. This is my caregiver. I own this practice. I've created this ecosystem so that this doctor or these doctors can deliver life-saving chiropractic care, right? So that's the caregiver. And I love the idea of a doctor who's a business builder saying, you know what I really need? I need 1, 2, maybe 3 caregivers who will take excellent care of my patients and free me up so I can go reach more people, expand our reach, and then serve the mission of chiropractic and have these awesome doctors take great care of their patients. Man, it's time for us to elevate and edify these docs.
That's right, Doc. You know, just you saying that, the neurosurgeon, like you said, multiple doctors come into your office. They're not just that neurosurgeon. I'm not just a brain surgeon. They're working for an entity and they have a purpose. And what's great about the successful doctors, I think that both of us, run into and rub shoulders with, is that most of them have recognized that they are awesome at converting and attracting new patients. But in most cases, they don't want to do a long-term where they're actually just doing retention. If we get these doctors in working with us, we can team up, we can hit our purpose and hit our goals a lot faster and achieve that. And understanding that there's such a large percentage of those doctors out there that want to do that. They want to take care of patients and get them well.
Yeah, and it's such a win-win-win. Like I said, it's a win for the owner. The business builds, it frees up the doctor, and really financially it makes sense if the model is set up properly, right? So that's what our next video is going to be about, because it's got to be a win-win-win. It's a win for the owner, it's a win for the talent, for the associate doctor that's brought in, and it's a win for the patients because people are taking great care, and ultimately it's a win for the community, a win for chiropractic. So in our next video, let's talk about the business model. Let's talk about, like, how does the money work? We got to help these owners see, okay, so I'm going to bring a caregiver into my practice, and their responsibility is going to be that neurosurgeon, to deliver the excellent care. And I got to see that so that I can give them the expectations and agreements, define their role, set their key performance indicators or their KPIs, and set up their compensation so it really makes sense for them so that everybody wins. Dr. Mark, thanks so much for joining me. I'm Dr. Stephen Franson from Chiro Matchmakers. Thanks for joining us for this video. We'd love to get your comments down below. If you have questions, if you want us to go deeper on anything you heard us cover in today's video, let us know. We're going to put these videos out on a very regular basis. So anything you'd like for us to unpack further, please don't hesitate. Ask your questions down here below. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.